good morning everyone. Today I am going to start with topic methods of crop production, which is subtopic of chapter number 1, crop production. So the first topic or the first point in methods of crop production is soil preparation. Basically, soil preparation develops condition that promotes all the possible growth. Okay? Basically, it includes loosening and turning of soil. Okay, so this process basically includes loosening and turning of soil, and there is one specific term for loosening and turning of soil, that is plowing or tilling. Why this process is called plowing? Because it is done with the help of one agricultural tool or implement, that is plow. That's why name plowing. Okay. Basically, now there are several advantages of plowing. Advantages of plowing. Now see one by one. Okay. So the first advantage of loosening the soil, generally loose soil contains lots of air trapped in it, okay, which plays very important role in breathing of root. Roots of plant also breathe. They also take in oxygen and release out carbon dioxide. So loose soil generally contains lots of air in them, which plays very important role in breathing of roots. That is the first important factor or advantage of plowing. Now the second advantage is it also brings what? Nutrient rich soil on the top, so that the root of the plant absorb nutrients more effectively. Then the third factor or advantage of plowing is it also promotes growth of microbes and earthworms. Now, what is the role of microbes and earthworms? They plays very important role in maintaining the fertility of the soil. And what is the meaning of microbes? These are nothing but small microorganisms which plays very important role in different activities, like they help in nitrogen fixation, they also helps in the decomposition, isn't it? And earthworm, yes, earthworm is very important. Earthworm is generally considered as farmer's friend. So why they are considered as farmer's friend? See, the leaves in what? They dig soil and leaves in burrow. So while digging the soil, they do what? They looses the soil. That's why they are considered as farmer's friend. So loose soil is also important for the growth of microbes and earthworms. Now the fourth point is the loose soil also allows the root of the plants to penetrate more deeply. That's why they causes what? Firm attachment between the soil and the roots, isn't it? And the fifth point is loose soil generally mixes more uniformly with the fertilizers. So these are what the five advantages of plowing. Okay. Now see, plowing is generally done with the help of one agricultural implement which is called plow. So I have drawn figure of plow here. See, this may be either made up of wood or it may be made up of iron, or is either pulled by animal or by the help of tractor. Okay. So this is what the figure of plow. In Hindi, plow को क्या कहते हैं? हल कहते हैं. Okay. Now see, till soil may contain bigger lumps. Okay, so that bigger lumps must have to be converted into smaller chunks in order to level the soil, and that is done with the help of another implement which is called leveler, and the process is called leveling. Okay, the process is called leveling. Now why leveling is important? See, leveling generally reduces the rate of soil erosion by water and wind. So this is what the benefit of leveling the soil. Okay, there are several other agricultural implements also. See, some agricultural implements or tool. or tools. Now see, first agricultural implement, seed drill. Seed drills, see, they perform a specific function. All the agricultural implements or tools perform a specific function. For example, seed drill plays very important role in sowing the seed. Okay. Another implement, tube well. Tube wells, they help in irrigation. Okay. Then sickle. Sickle, they helps in harvesting. Then harvester again, or harvesting machine, helps in harvesting. Okay. Then, so these are few what the examples, very common examples of the agricultural implements which perform very important and specific function. Again, trowel which helps in weeding. There are so many examples. Okay. And they perform very specific function also. So these are some agricultural implements. Okay. Now the next topic is seed selection and sowing. This is the another method of crop production. Okay. Seed selection and sowing. See, once the land or the soil is prepared, seeds are sown. But there are several factors which must be kept in mind while sowing the seeds. So let's see the factors one by one. Okay, seeds should be of good quality, healthy and free from disease. This is what the first point which must have to be kept in mind while sowing the seed. Now second factor, seeds must be sown at proper depth. Okay, so what will happen if you sow seeds on the upper surface of the soil? They may easily be eaten by the birds. Okay, or what happen if you sow them very deeply? They do not respire, isn't it? So that must be, seeds must be sown at proper depth also. Okay, now seeds also require water. Okay, for seed germination, isn't it? So, but not in excess amount, because excess amount of water also retard the growth of seedling. Okay, now the fourth point is they must be sown at proper distances also. This is also very important factor. Okay, if you sow seed very closely, then there will be competition for sunlight, for minerals, water, isn't it? So these are very important factors for the germination of seed. Okay, so there will be what competition, or which hinders the rate of crop production. Okay, so or what will happen if you sow them very far? Okay, there will be wastage of your space. So these are few factors which must be kept in mind while sowing the seeds. Now, how they are sown? Seeds may either be sown manually with the hands, okay, or by the help of seed drill. This is another agricultural implement which helps in seed sowing. Okay. Now, sprinkling seeds directly in the field by hand is called broadcasting. It's called broadcasting. Okay, so simply sprinkling seeds directly in the field by hand is what broadcasting. So this process has one disadvantage. It causes uneven distribution of सीड्स. अगेन अभी मैंने बताया, अगर किसी जगह पे बहुत ज़्यादा सीड होगी तो क्या होगा, वहाँ पे फूड के लिए, वाटर के लिए, मिनरल्स के लिए, सनलाइट के लिए कंपटीशन होगा सीड्स के बीच में, जिसकी वजह से ग्रोथ नहीं हो पाएगी अच्छी सीडलिंग की, प्लांट की. ओके, और अगर बहुत ज़्यादा दूर होगा तो क्या होगा, आपके फील्ड का वेस्टेज होगा, इजंट इट? सो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि सीड्स को हम प्रॉपर डिस्टेंस पे सो करें। तो ब्रॉडकास्टिंग की वजह से क्या होगा, एक जगह पे बहुत ज़्यादा और एक जगह पे बहुत कम। सो इट बेसिकली लीड्स टू व्हाट, अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सीड. सो देयर इज वन अगेन another implement, agricultural implement, that is called seed drill. So basically this seed drill contains one funnel shaped structure which is attached with tube like structure, and finally these are attached with a plow, and they plays very important role in even distribution of seeds. Okay, that's why it is generally instructed to sow seed with the help of seed drills. So this is all about seed sowing and selection. Now the next method of crop production is manuring. Manuring, okay. Now, what is manuring? The process of applying manures in the field. Okay. Now, what are manures? These are nothing but organic compounds formed by dead and decaying organic matter such as plants and animals. So, yes, that is what manuring. The process of applying manures in the field or in the crop is called manuring. Now, my question is, why manuring is essential? Why we have to apply, why farmers apply manures time to time? See, over cultivation of crop generally causes deficiency of nutrients, because we all know that plants for their growth and development require nutrients which is there in the soil. So that nutrients are generally used up by the crops. So there will be whatever cultivation of particular crop in particular field of land causes what, deficiency of nutrients, isn't it? So that causes what, that causes decreased reproductive capacity of the soil, isn't it? Or also hinders the crop yield. That is why farmers supply manures time to time in the field. Okay, now there are several natural methods also which plays very important role in restoring the reproductive capacity of the soil, and these methods are: first, field fallow. Second method is crop rotation, and the third one is mixed cropping. So these are few natural methods which help in restoring the reproductive capacity of the soil. Now let's see one by one. What is field fallow? In this process, generally field is left vacant for certain time duration, so that the leftover part of harvested crops and dead and decaying organisms are generally converted into compost by decomposers, which are generally bacteria and fungi, and in this way they generally convert, or they generally send nutrients back to the soil. So this is what the field fallow. Okay, now second method is what, the crop rotation. Now what is crop rotation? Growing different crops in different seasons on a particular field is called crop rotation. For example, wheat and rice. After wheat and rice, generally leguminous plants are grown. Why? Because wheat and rice requires what? Lots of nitrogen or nitrogenous compound from the soil, and that nitrogenous compound is generally maintained when the other crop is leguminous. Okay, because that leguminous plants contain rhizobium bacteria in their root nodules, which fixes the free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and nitrites, which are water soluble form and can easily be taken by the roots of plant. So in this way, crop rotation plays important role in replenishing the nitrogenous compound or replenishing the nutrients back to the soil. Okay, now again another method is what, mixed cropping. Mixed cropping is also called as co-cultivation. It may be called as intercropping. So what is done in mixed cropping? Generally 2 or more crops are grown or cultivated on particular field. I have just given one example. Wheat and rice are generally grown along with the leguminous plant, and the purpose is same. Okay, these are few natural methods by which the nutrients or the reproductive capacity of the soil is enhanced naturally. Okay. However, these natural methods are not sufficient to enhance the reproductive capacity. Okay, for that purpose, generally farmers uses manures and fertilizers. Manures and fertilizers. Now, what are manures? I have just told what are manures. These are the organic compounds formed by the dead and decaying organic matter such as plants and animals. Now, there are two types of manures. First, green manures. Then second one, animal manures. Animal manures. Now, what is main difference between green manures and animal manures? See, these are what? Plant derivatives. They are the plant derivatives. And they are what? Animal derivatives. Means they are generally formed by dead and decaying plants, and they are generally formed by dead and decaying animal or animal products. Okay, so this is main difference between green manures and animal manures. There is one more term called fertilizers. Okay, now what are fertilizers? These are inorganic substances which are generally synthesized in the industries by human beings, isn't it? And the most commonly used fertilizers generally contains NPK. Okay, and for nitrogen, they're generally rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Okay, now see, there are few differences between manures and fertilizers also. Now what are these? Let's see one by one. Manures are generally what? Organic, isn't it? These are the organic substances, while fertilizers are inorganic substances. Okay, now the second difference between manures and fertilizers is, first, they do not contain any inorganic soil, but it contains humus which helps in enhancing the fertility of the soil. But generally fertilizers contain inorganic soil, but they lack humus. Okay. Now the third difference is they are generally synthesized or formed in the field, but they are generally synthesized in the industries. Okay, so basically these are what the differences between manures and fertilizers. There are so many differences also. Okay, but these are not harmful for the crops, but excessive amount of fertilizers are also harmful for the crops as well as for the fields. Okay, but these are few basic what the differences between manures and fertilizers. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll start with irrigation in my next video. Thank you so much for watching the video.